Good morning, everybody. Brenda Hillard here at createwithbrenda.com. Welcome, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I'm so happy you're here, and I hope you find great inspiration in my videos. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. That's what inspires me to keep going. So, anyway, today I am going to share with you my mystery stamping virtual event. So if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, you get the measurements and the date along with the Zoom link. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, please subscribe down below, and then you'll get in on all of the know for my virtual stamping, my monthly virtual stamping event. So let's get started with this month's project. This month I decided to use the Eden Gardens product suite. And this is so beautiful, you guys. I seriously have gone through 2 whole packs of the 12 by 12 designer series paper already. And just an FYI, this set, the stamp set and the dies, the bundle, are going to be in the upcoming mini. So this is a chance to hop in a little bit early on one of the stamp sets if you choose. The other thing about it being an early release is this paper, the designer series paper, which is gorgeous, is as while supplies last. And we all know what happened with the butterfly bijou. That sold out like poof, paper be gone. So if you are thinking, oh gosh, I really love this paper, now is the time to get it. There's also some cotton paper, which is the consistency of tissue paper. And I'm not using that in today's project, but just know that that's available while supplies last, along with the garden gems. And I guess to describe the gems, I don't have mine yet because they were on back order when I got my collection. But like I said, they should be coming any day. So there's a marquee shaped gem, and then there's 2 different size of the rounds. The colors are cherry cobbler and soft succulent. I've seen them on other people's projects, but like I said, I do not have mine yet, but hopefully the UPS man will bring them today. So, all right. But for a limited time only, the designer series paper, the 12 by 12 cotton paper, and the garden gems. So if that's something that you're looking at, um, now's the time to get them. There is a collection number that you can order the whole collection. So you get the bundle, the papers, and the gems with one number, and that number is 160849. I'll put it in the details below. All right, here we go, you guys. Mystery stamping. I love mystery stamping. Either you love it or you hate it. I don't think there's any in between. Let me explain to the idea with mystery stamping is that you get an idea, a layout. So if you're cutting out your stuff for mystery stamping, maybe don't use your best papers right away. Maybe use some of your scrap papers or papers that you thought you liked at one time and no longer do, because then you can just see the layout and get an idea of what it is. And then you can pull out your finest stamping gear and make the card just how you want it once you know the design. So it's more about the layout than it is the finished product. The other thing I wanted to show you is when you see this on any social media site, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, Twitter, or in my newsletters, this is going to tell you all about my monthly virtual event. So watch for that. Watch for that branding. Okay, here we go. Papers. You just have to show these off one more time. So see how beautiful the gold kind of that brassy gold color, brushed gold. And then look at these back papers. So the project I have for us today is going to take advantage of both sides of this paper. All right, here we go. Let's get this out of the way. The stamps that I'll be using is going to be the hello there. And then this little sentiment, my heart is tied to yours, tug if you need anything. The dies that I'm going to use is this little sprig wreath, the branch, and then I'm going to use this beautiful label die. All right. I had these cut out just so you could see them cut out. Aren't they pretty? I love the solid and then how it's open. All right. So our first piece of paper is right here. And this measures, should have put my tags on. This measures 8 inches by 5.5. Okay. And then we are going to score this at, oh shoot. Hold on, you guys. I have to get my I didn't have my paper printed out for whatever reason. Let me just, all right, here it is. So we have our, gosh, I should have been more ready than this before I started videoing, but that's okay. Hang with me. It's gonna happen. So here's our 5.5 by 8. And then we're going to score that at 3 inches. Let me move my cutting blade out of the way. So we're going to score it at 3 inches, 6 inches, and 7. All right, so that piece is scored. Then our other piece of solid cardstock measures 3 inches by 6 inches, and I'm going to score that at 4.25. So then we have this. Okay. All right. So next, I just love this layout. And I'm being a little bit slow. I'm sorry. I just made a mistake on that. And so I'm going to cut another 3. Cut 3 by 6. I scored it at 4.5 instead of 4.25. So let's try this again. 4.25. Yay! Now it's right. Here we go. All right. And then I have a scrap of Evening Evergreen. I have a scrap of the brushed gold metallic. I have a medium envelope. I have another piece of beautiful designer series paper from the Eden Garden collection. And this measures 2 3/4 by 6. And this is going to be for the flap on our envelope, okay? I have a piece of designer series paper that measures 2 3/4 by 5.25. And then I have another piece of designer series paper that measures 3/4 by 5.25. And then last off On my mystery stamping directions, I called for a piece of basic white that measures 2 3/4 by 4. But because this paper is so beautiful and I can use this back side, I decided to use this print on the back of the paper. So 2 3/4 by 4, a piece of basic white that measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So same as your designer series paper. You'll need 2 of those. And then I have this little piece that measures 1/2 inch by 2 3/4. Okay. All right. So let's do our die cutting first, is what I want to do. And I did this on Saturday. I showed this as well, but this is something new. You know, this non-slip shelf liner. This works so amazing to put your stamp and cut and emboss, whether it's your full size or the mini. Today, I'm going to be using my mini. And the first thing I want to do is take my scrap of Evening Evergreen, and I'm just going to lay this sprig wreath on here. And I want to run that through. Just wait till you see how nice this sits now with that shelf liner underneath. See how it's not sliding all over on me? So, and if in case you're wondering, these dies are amazing the way they cut out. I just need my take your pick tool. I'm going to poke it in one of the holes, and then I'm able to take this out. Amazing, right? And I do have just like two little pieces there that I had to push out. So let's move this. And then I'm going to bring in my scrap piece of the brushed metallic. And I'm going to lay my label tag on there. And then I want to do a couple of these branches too. So I'll just run them through at the same time, just to save myself a little time. Isn't this shelf liner amazing for holding your die cutting machine in place? So there's that. And I just want to take this out. And I'm going to cut one more of these little branches just because it'll help our arrangement be balanced once you see the card. And one more time, I'm just going to roll this through. Okay. Their branch. My dies over here so I don't lose them. And let's get rid of our little mini there. I'm going to poke this out of the die. And you know, when you're working with these brushed foils, you have to be kind of careful because they scratch easily. So you want to just take your time. And there it is. How pretty is that, right? And you guys, this is really good for not for Christmas cards too. So keep that in mind. This die set is very, very versatile with your Christmas greetings. I'm sure I'll have some more samples coming up with that. Also, if you order the collection from me this month, I will send you a 3-card tutorial absolutely free. So I'll have that link down below to the Shop with Brenda, or to my online store Shop Now button. Okay, so there's our stuff. Now is what we're going to do is let's start building our card base. So remember all of our scores. So we're going to fold down on this one. Use your bone folder for a good crease. I'm going to fold up on the next one. So now you're going to have something that looks like this, okay? And then I'm going to score or fold down again. So now we have this thing that looks like a mountain. All right, so let's take our piece of 3/4 inch by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to add some glue. Small amount. I haven't had any trouble, but I've seen people talking about using liquid glue and it kind of warps their designer series paper. I think that happens if you use too much glue. So do you see what I just did? The 3/4 inch strip, I put it right there on that bottom panel, okay? So if this were to be straight, it would be just like that. All right? So then on the next one, I'm going to take our beautiful designer series paper again, and I'm going to add some glue to the back of that. And I'm just going to center that right in here. Just like that. So now when we fold our card together, it looks like that. Awesome, right? Right. I know, I love it. So remember I had you cut that piece of basic white that measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Now is what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use liquid glue on that. I am going to bring in my stamp and seal, and I'm just going to put, whoops, I'm just going to put a little bit on each corner and one in the middle. I'm going to lift this up so all of it's open, right? And I'm just going to put this right here on the inside. And I really should have stamped my sentiment first, but I'm going to take a chance and hope for the best. Everybody cross your fingers. And the sentiment I'm going to use on the inside is my heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. So I'm going to put that right here. Yay. It worked. I thought it might, but you know, there are always those stamping mishaps, right? Okay, so let's set that aside. I'm going to bring in my little strip. This is a 1/2 inch by 2 and let me make sure I'm telling you the truth. 2 1/2, and I want to make sure that that's right. That is correct. 2 1/2. I think I may have said 2 3/4 earlier. All right. So let's use the Hello There stamp from Eden's Garden. And I'm using the Evening Evergreen ink, which is this year's in one of this year's 5 in colors. And I'm just going to stamp this right on my 1/2 inch strip. That went well because when I made my demo card, I stamped it a little too high and had to use the back side of my paper. So we've got that. I'm going to add some stamp and seal. And then I'm just going to center this on this label. I love this label. I think it's so pretty, right? There's that. And next we're going to bring in, we had that piece of solid colored cardstock that measures 3 by 6 and scored at 4 1/4. All right, so I'm going to fold it, give it a good crease with my bone folder. Then I'm going to open it up, and on the back side, so this side, I'm going to put adhesive right here at the top edge, and I'm going to put adhesive right there at the bottom edge, okay? Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to center it right here on my card, just like that. And then this gets folded over and adhered to the back. So now we've got this. They call them a sidestep card, but this one's easier than the sidestep. It's kind of a, this is like the cheating part of a sidestep. So there you go, just like that. And I think that this card really shows off this designer series paper nicely. So remember how I told you I'm going to use the back side of this paper? So as much as I love this, I'm going to put, actually, I will use my liquid glue on this. It's always sad when you have to glue down paper that you love, the printed side down, because you like the other side too. But that's the beauty of the papers from Stampin' Up, their color coordination and their, just the everything coordinates beautifully, be it papers, ribbons, embellishments, cardstock, and it's quality product too. So when you spend time making your beautiful cards, you want beautiful product, right? Okay, so I'm going to take some of my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I've snipped and I'm using the outside frame. I don't waste my dimensionals. I love, love, love them. I'm going to just take this now and put it right across here. Okay. And this, I'm going to snip it apart. I know it almost seems like, no, don't do it, but wait till you see. So with one wreath, you're going to see how many beautiful things I get. So I snip the bottom piece off, and I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to snip the bottom off from this one, and then I'm just going to snip these into 2 pieces. Isn't it flying? All right. So then this is where the flower arranger in you comes in, but it's not hard. Remember our 2 gold pieces that we cut out? I'm going to bring those in, and I just want to add a little bit of liquid glue at the bottom. I'm going to set that in like this, and then I can add just a top. Whoops, maybe I didn't get glue. And this foil is a heavier paper, so it does take a little bit to kind of lay it down. And then I'm going to tuck one down here on the bottom for balance, like that. Oh, I'm almost off my camera. Let's pull up here. That's what happens. All of a sudden, I start working really close to myself, but I always find that when I'm designing cards too, I start at one. I have nice long counters in my stamping studio, and next thing you know, I've worked myself into a little, like a 2 by 2 spot. I'm gonna add some here. Aren't these fun? And I really do just love card, this suite of products. I will have more of these cards posted on my blog at createwithbrenda.com if you want inspiration using um, some of our different products. And I'll have some Christmas in there too. One more here. And then we will have used all of our little pieces. That's the other nice part about using liquid glue is that you have the, that's what I was just going to say, you have the opportunity to change things up. If you set it down and you don't like it, you get a couple of minutes to, or a couple seconds, I shouldn't say minutes, because minutes it would be dry for sure. And then to just kind of feel like it's sticking. There it is. All right. So the coordinating ribbon I chose to use with this is the Gold Glimmer. And this is the, or Gold Shimmer, I should say. And this is the 1/4 inch wide. We also have like the metallic shimmer ribbon. And this one is 3/8 inch wide. So you can see the difference in thickness and shine. And I really liked how this one looked. I thought I had enough shine with all the gold metallic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a tiny little bow. Like that. Snip. And I'm going to use a glue dot. I'm going to pick one up here. And I'm just going to stick this right on there. All right, you guys, there's our mystery card for this month. So it stands up. I think you can see how that works. And then you can lift up on the inside for your sentiment. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, you know the rule here at Create with Brenda. No naked envelopes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some Stamp & Seal. I think I'm almost out of Stamp & Seal. You can see that red little tag in there, but it'll make it for our video. Put adhesive outside of the fold there, but your score line on your envelope flap is what you line the top of your paper up with. And again, this paper measures 2 3/4 by 6. I'm going to show you a little something on here. So when I fold this over, and you've seen me do this before, I'm just going to use the flap as my cutting guide. And go around the corner here. You guys, if you don't have a pair of our snips, you'll want some. They're like the best deal in the catalog, $10, and they last forever. Let me show you something. So now you know this little piece that you have remnant from your envelope flap. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. I'm going to lay this down. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I have this up at the top, and this is covering that cutting groove because I'm going to cut. And then it gives me this nice little strip that I'm going to measure and cut at 5 I'm going to do 5 1/4. And then it just this much waste. This is how much you waste covering the flap on your envelope. Not bad, right? All right, let's take our strip. And then on the inside of our card, we can add a little bit of seal, and we can bring that beautiful paper right into the inside of our card. And then we have the coordinating envelope and our card. Isn't it gorgeous? I hope you love yours. I hope you'll experiment with the product suites or the product that you have on hand. And until next month, see you next month for mystery stamping. Next month's date will be December. It's always the second Wednesday of every month. So it will be December 8th at 7 p.m. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.